this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. I've got a massive junk journal restock today. I haven't done one for absolutely ages, so I hope that you're going to enjoy it. I will try and flick through everything pretty quickly because I don't want to be sat here kind of taking up too long of your time. I've got two journals, but I'm going to probably do the flip throughs of those separately. So those two, they are listed in my shop on my website, shabbydabbydoodah.co.uk, just like everything here. But I will do the flip through for these separately. So I'm just going to put those two there, but they are indeed in my shop. Right, what have we got? We've got a couple of huge kits in pouches. We've got all sorts of stuff. So I'm going to quickly do the run through of everything that I've got here. And although it looks not a lot now, I've moved a couple of big things off the top. I'm only showing you one of the things that I've got. So I've got printed paper pads. Now, the paper pads are all different. So whatever paper pads you order, you would get a different one. So if you wanted to order more than one, you're going to get different ones. You know, none of them are the same. No two are the same. They may contain one or two papers from the same collection or the same kit, but they're not going to be identical papers. And I've said this loads of times before. I've tried to put them together in a way that you could do kind of different things with them. This one, for example, you could go down a very pink route. You could go down a pink and green. You could go down a, you know, pink and blue, something like that. So, you know, you're going to have sort of different options. They've got 25 pages in and they are printed on that good quality 120 GSM presentation paper. So they're very nice quality papers and they're obviously in the paper pads. So I've got several of those. Like I say, they're all different, but I just wanted to give you a kind of quick flick through. So I've got several of those in my shop. Then along the same sort of lines, I've just got two of these, I'm afraid. So yeah, just two of these. These are those laminated fussy cut sheets, which I've shown before. Let me quickly put something underneath. Oh, I'm trying to find a piece of paper that's plainish on the back. Oh gosh, now I'm failing miserably. Ah, I can't see anything that's plain, would you believe? I mean, of all the things, you would have thought that yeah, what an idiot. I'll just use the back of the paper pad. Why didn't I think of that? So these are those fussy cut sheets. Like I say, I've just got two of these. So you get a page of the botanicals and they are printed on transparency and then they have been laminated. So they're those really nice, thick, robust pieces. And then what you can do, I've fussy cut a bunch of my own ones. Mine were actually smaller, but I fussy cut a bunch of those out and then you can obviously use them in your projects. So they're pretty cute to, you know, to use. So I've got a couple of those and you get a sheet of the botanicals. You get a sheet of my shoes and boots. Now, I have to say, this has got some markings from my printer. So yeah, they are, you know, unfortunately, slight markings in one or two places. I'm viewing this that you would cut the boot out. Obviously, if you were not going to cut the boot out, then it's going to have the marks. But I'm thinking these are fussy cut pieces. So hopefully that's not going to detract from, you know, how nice they are. You've got a page of the bright coloured roses. And then you've also got this. This is from my Decorative Edge strips, the set 1. But they are done in this lovely sepia colour and yeah, absolutely gorgeous. Really, really love how these look on this, you know, laminated transparency film. So that's that. Now I might just leave this here actually because it's going to be easier to show you things perhaps against the white paper. So I've then got a few of my little butterfly decorative edge trims. So you get a 50 centimetre length of this beautiful butterfly trim. They've been obviously made by me. When I say made by me, they obviously the base hasn't and the pieces haven't. They've been assembled by me. And I have used these a few times in videos and things like that. I mean, I like to use these most by cutting them down and then using individual little pieces on, you know, on projects. You could, of course, use the whole thing as a, you know, maybe like a closure. You could put some pop studs or something on here, poppers, and use it as a little closure for your journals or something. But if you want to kind of make the most of it and make it go further, I personally have used these by cutting them down and just using little sections, you know, as decorative pieces. I've even put some on toppers and things like that before, so they're quite pretty. Now I will try and list these specifically so that, you know, if you like a particular one, you're going to obviously order the particular one. So we've got this one with the reds and things. So I will try and do that before I obviously upload the video. So that's those. Then I've got some of my paperclip packs. And again, I just want to say everything is different. So if you order more than one paperclip pack, they're going to be different paperclips. So you get 10 random paperclips in a pack like that. And yeah, you're going to get 10 different ones. There we go. That's one of those little pen holders as well. So, you know, very yummy, gorgeous, scrumptious paper clips. And I think there's, I think there might be 4 of these listed in my shop. So, yep, a few of those. But like I say, you know, you might not get this particular one. They are all different. So that's that one. I'm just trying to obviously take a bit less time, because sometimes these restock videos I know drag on, you know, and people probably find them pretty boring seeing every single thing. So I'm just trying to kind of give you an overview. I've got these decorative edge strip packs, and again, I think there's 3 of these. There might be 4. And these are again all different, and they are all different inside the pack, and then they are all different which I have listed, if you see what I mean. So, you know, we've got these ones, and then if you were to order, oops, piece of paper on there, if you were to order more than one of these, they're going to be different again. So yeah, just to kind of like reinforce, and just again to say, you know, it's a potluck basis. So yep, you get 10 decorative edge strips. They're a mixture of paper and maybe lace or ribbon or fabric. I think most of them have got paper or lace on them. I don't think many of them are just completely paper. And then they've been stitched on the sewing machine, and then they have obviously other decorative details on them. That one hasn't been stitched on the sewing machine, but of course you do have the decorative detail of the lace. So yep, they're pretty cute. And actually I did put one in one of my journals, so perhaps I will just quickly show you that. Oh, I'm putting it in the wrong way. Perhaps I'll just quickly show you that, just to show you how, you know, how I would use these. Just because sometimes, you know, I do get messages kind of saying, oh, I really love those, but how would I use them in a journal? So I'm just going to quickly show you. So that's the decorative edge strips. I think it was this journal that I included one in. I'll just quickly show you. Oops. Yeah, there. So that's a decorative edge strip just down the side of a page, and doesn't that just look so scrumptious? So that's the kind of thing, you know, how they're going to look obviously inside a journal. So that's that. Just tie this back up. Oops. Don't you love the colour of this sari silk? Oh my goodness, it's so yummy, isn't it? Yeah, lovely, lovely colour. Then I've got my little lace clusters. So again, I think I've got maybe 4 of these listed. So yeah, they're very cute. So I just quickly lay them out, and again, they're all different. So these are all different, and if you ordered more than one pack, they're again going to be different. I mean, obviously there's only so much you can do with your imagination making lace clusters, so you may get 1 or 2 repeats, but oh gosh, that's hooked up. But they are going to generally contain different things. Oh, excuse me. So that's those. And again, I mean, I use lace clusters really quite frequently. So, you know, they are very, very handy to have. And they're quite nice if you're just building up your stash or something. Maybe you don't have much lace to hand, or maybe you don't have many of the like gems and things like that to put on your lace clusters. Then, you know, that's quite a nice way to just acquire some, really. So that's those. Then I've got, this is some of my Shabbydabbydoodah speciality paper packs in the, I think that is what they're called. They're basically, you get 40 pieces, oops, 40 pieces, and they are a mixture of vellum. So vellum pieces, again, that's just got a little mark there from my printer, but you know, that's, yeah, sometimes kind of unavoidable with vellum pieces. And then you've got, so 20 vellum pieces, just trying to show you like that. And then you've also got, I'll just tidy the vellum ones up a moment. You've also then got 20 transparency film. So these are not laminated. So unlike the laminated ones that are, you know, for fussy cutting, these I've fussy cut them out already for you. And they are just on transparency film. So they're flimsier, obviously, than the laminated type pieces, and you will get a variety. So again, these are not the same. No two packs will contain the same items. You may obviously, like I said before, you know, have one or two items that are the same, but on the whole you're going to get a big variety of different items, including one, you know, large item, for example, this butterfly. So they are very, very fun. And again, you know, they may be useful if you, for example, have a printer that doesn't like printing on transparencies and things like that. Then, you know, it's a nice way to get some transparency images. Or, you know, even if your printer is happy, maybe you don't have a huge variety of different things and shapes and what have you to print, whoops, on the transparency. And the other thing that I would say is, to be honest, different things look better on transparency than others. So obviously over time I've kind of learned the things that look better, you know, than others. So it's quite heavy waste on transparency film when you're first kind of printing on it to find the things that look good. So hopefully that's kind of like eliminated that time wasting thing as well, because I've obviously, you know, I've already wasted the time printing the things that look rubbish. So yeah, hopefully the things that are printed now all do look good. Then I've got a lot of these. These are my Shabbydabbydoodah fussy cut packs. And again, you do get 40 items in this. So you get some journal cards. Some might be bigger than others. This seems to have some very big ones in it. They won't necessarily be like this because, as I'm, you know, stressing, this is very much on a potluck basis. Now, these are done in colours. So this one obviously is a brown and blue themed colour piece or set. And again, I've got other colours. I've got some completely pink ones. I've got, you know, completely green ones, all of those kinds of things. So I just want to kind of emphasise, and I do say this every time, you know, because they're on a potluck basis, there is a possibility that you would get an all pink pack. So if you are not a sort of pink lover or something, you know, I just want to put that out there. They may, you know, you may have a risk of getting an all pink pack, because obviously I do really like pink myself, and a lot of my kits contain pink items. So just to kind of warn you there, really. But these are very, very fun packs. And again, I've obviously fussy cut them all out for you. Some I have fussy cut on my, what do you call it? Scan and cut machine, but the majority I have to say I've cut by hand, because actually, to be honest, I find it just easier, and sometimes my scan and cut isn't that precise, and a lot of wastage, and it's a bit of a you know, protracted experience trying to get it to print. So not print, cut. So to be honest, yeah, most of them I've actually cut myself. So that is those. Now, one other caveat just to say, the majority are going to be plain white on the back. You may have one or two pieces that have got something on the back, and I just apologise now for that. Obviously, it's just because I really do, you know, a lot of printing and things, and occasionally, you know, I may have printed something and then have, you know, done a repeat. That one's been coffee dyed on the back, so hopefully that would be a bonus for somebody. But that one, obviously, that's got something on the back. So just to kind of put that out there, you know, they could have things on the back. I mean, that doesn't worry me at all, because obviously most of them are being glued down. If it was, say, a journal card, you could always kind of cover it, you know, with some plain paper or something. But the majority, as you could probably see when we turned that over, the majority are plain anyway. So, you know, I mean, that butterfly, for example, that's got something on the back. But, you know, I mean, again, I would be gluing that down, so it wouldn't affect that at all. So I've got, yes, like I say, quite a few of the fussy cut packs, because I've done a lot of fussy cutting in recent times. So yeah, I've got lots of those. So that's fussy cut packs. Then the kits. So I'm going to show you these one at a time. And again, these are going to be sold specifically. They're not going to be on a potluck basis. So, you know, what you see will be what you get. So this is kit number 1, bound with a, you know, pretty ribbon there. And this one is a kind of brownish kind of themed piece. Now, themed theme. Yes, a brownish themed colour scheme. So the pouch has been decorated with a variety of things, and again, I always do say this, you could obviously disassemble this, you can obviously, you know, pull bits off and use them in your journals yourself, you could cut bits down. I mean, you could probably cut this pouch open and potentially, you know, use this somehow on a page. You could perhaps make a pocket from this, you know, anything you like. And obviously it's been decorated on both sides, so you've got both sides that you could potentially you know, disassemble and kind of use in your journals. This one's got a little flower there attached with a feather and things, and it's also got a bow that's just attached with a bulb pin, so that can easily be unpinned. So let's have a look at the pieces that you get. So we've got a pocket there with 2 pockets, and again, I'd just glue that on like 3 sides, and you know, you could have a side loading pocket. Oh, that's one of the flowers that I was talking about that has been laminated. So just to kind of show you how they work, I've just stapled that onto my frames printables, and again, I have got a you know, tutorial and a video showing you those. But that's kind of just to give you an example of that. We've got a pocket here from an envelope with a pocket there. We've got this gorgeous pocket with a pocket in there, and then I just popped in a journal card. You've got one of my decorative edge strips in there. I do really like this pocket, I have to say. I'm quite surprised I parted with it. Oh my goodness, I really like it. I didn't realize I had all this stuff going on in it. So yeah, we've got a flippy out, and we've got a pocket in here with a journal card. It's been coffee dyed, so the journal card's in there. That then closes, and then you've got a pocket there. I don't know whether I've done a tutorial for these, but my goodness, I like that pocket a lot. So yeah, forgotten about that. You've got a flip down there. This is just my Valentine collection papers and a flower on there. Here's a pocket from my Perfect Pockets pack, one of my Perfect Pockets packs. I'm not sure which pack it's from, I'm afraid. But obviously, if you looked on my Etsy shop, you might be able to work out which pack it's from. But there's that. We've got here one of my little photo album kind of printables, and it's just got like a little pocket in there, and inside, glued inside, and you can see it on the outside, you've just got some vintage document there, so quite fun. And one of my little birdhouse pieces. Then you've got a couple of these with this is a piece from a genuine authentic vintage what do you call them, tea card or cigarette cards, and this one as well, obviously not torn down but complete. So yeah, these are collage masterboards with the bits there, and then you've got some lace just stitched across there. Again, I would just, oh gosh, please excuse my tatty sewing, that's just awful, isn't it? But yeah, you could obviously glue that down on 3 sides and use that as a top loading pocket. That one, hopefully I've made a slightly better job of sewing, although not a lot better. I think that was before I realised how I've been using my sewing machine wrong for, you know, all those years. So yep, those. And then this one, you've got this is that pocket that I did a tutorial recently. So you've got a pocket up here, and then you've got a pocket in there, and then it's just been stapled. You've got one of my little side edge embellishments pieces, and then this one, you've got a pocket here, and again, you could just then glue this down. Now I haven't glued, I'm just going to show you this, I haven't glued the bottom piece onto the pocket, if you see what I mean, because it's only got a tiny little, you know, that overlaps the pocket only by a tiny little bit. So when you glue this down, basically this is going to be what holds the pocket to the page. So glue it here and then glue it on the other 2 sides, and then that would be, you know, perfect and attached to the page. Then here I've got a little fold out piece with a pocket there and a pocket there, and it's just a little booklet. You've got some sari silk running down the edge, so very pretty. Here we've got some collage masterboard with some of my bright roses and various bits and pieces. It's all been, I think this has all been coffee dyed actually, this one, but that's rather nice there. And then this one, this is one of those double page pockets. So it would hook onto the, you know, if this were a page, it would kind of glue on one side, maybe like on 3 sides, and then glue on the other side 3 sides. So you'd have a pocket there, you've got a pocket there, and then on the other side, you'd have glued it on, obviously, to the page on 3 sides there. So you'd have a pocket there and a pocket there. So 2 in 1 there, which is a bit of a bonus. And of course, then you've decorated 2 pages straight away with that one. That's one of my vellum pockets, which I did a tutorial. I think we did a mass making of these, and they were inspired by Wendy's Journal Adventure. So it's got some fabric at the top. Absolutely love that. I've been hoarding that for ages. Yeah, really like it. Then this one, I've got some collage masterboard with a little cluster on there, some lace, a label, butterfly, various bits and pieces going on there. And then this one, this is a little envelope pocket. So again, just got your pocket in there, and then a cluster and various bits and bobs on there. This one, again, this is another envelope pocket with, oops, another pocket in there. This one, this is one of those slot pockets that we did in a mass making recently. Oh, it's upside down. So again, you've just got your pocket in there. I just glue this on 3 sides and have a top loading pocket as well. Then this one, again, you've got a pocket in here like that, and this has just been stapled. I'm just pointing this out just because I know not everybody likes staples. Personally, I do quite like them, but it's just been stapled on there. And again, I would just glue that down on 3 sides. And then there, that's another one of those collage masterboards with another authentic cigarette card, you know, vintage cigarette card on there. So lots and lots of pieces in that kit. So that all gets stored in there, and then these pieces here, and then I just had a couple of pieces that I couldn't fit in, so I just obviously put them, you know, inserted them with, or not inserted them, you know, tied them on with the ribbon. So they just go there, and then they're just tied around with the ribbon. So, and I've said this before, I mean, on these kits or in these kits, obviously it does depend on the size of your journal. It's going to depend how big your journal is, but I like to think that really you've got pretty much most of the pieces that you would need to fill a journal. Now, when I say fill a journal, I mean like your stuck in pockets and things like that. These do not contain like the fillers that you would then put in those pockets. So these are all your pockets and things that you would have, you know, ready to be filled, if you see what I mean. But it's a very, very good head start. So, you know, yeah, definitely kind of get you started very quickly. So that's the first kit, and then the second kit is bound with just this pretty turquoise ribbon. And again, so I'll move the pockets that didn't fit in, and this one, I love this pouch so much. Yeah, I've been hoarding this one. So we've got some genuine book page here, genuine vintage book page here. And then we've got a couple of really bright roses, some of my lace collection papers, some of the Valentine papers there. And then fabric, it's not actually a fabric ruffle, I've just ruffled the fabric, sorry. Some lace down the bottom and some bling, and then a little fabric yo-yo is bulb pinned onto there. And then we've got a couple of fabric ruffles, very tiny one there, but a bigger one here, and a bow, and they're all just bulb pinned on up there. And then on this side, this is from my Avery collection in the duck eggs and pinks. And then we've got some sari silk ruffled here, a flower with a little bling, and then some bling here, butterfly and a label and some lace. And then going inside the pockets, what have we got in here? Let's have a look. Right, okay. So this one has got a blue and pink kind of theme going on. So the other one was a kind of brown theme, browns and pinks. This one is more blues and pinks. So we've got a couple of large pockets that wouldn't fit in the pouch. So this is one of them. You've got a pocket here and a pocket here, and sari silk top and bottom. Again, I'd glue this 3 sides and glue it onto a page like that, so you'd have another pocket there. 1, 2 there. Then we've got this lovely pocket. This is just some collage masterboard, and then just this lovely piece from my shoes toppers, and then just a label on there, lots of lace and some bling going on there. Then we've got this one, which is just a little pocket, and you've just got a collage piece there into the pocket. It isn't plain on the back, but you could easily gesso over that or something to, you know, obviously journal on there, but that just is in there. And of course, if you didn't want to, you could use this glued into your journals, maybe top and bottom as like a belly band or something, and maybe just, you know, I don't know, let me see what I've got here. Maybe just pop a cluster on there or something like that. Straight away, it gives you a complete finished piece there. So very, very quick and easy. Then this one, this is one of those flip outy pieces, which again, I have done a tutorial, and I think, well, we've definitely done a mass making. I think I've done a separate tutorial. So this then opens out. You've got lots of journaling space. You could even put some journaling space on the backs here. And then you've got a piece from the hydrangea kit and one of my pale butterflies. Now, I would glue this down, personally, maybe like top and bottom as a belly band, or maybe on 3 sides. Once that's glued onto the page, it's much easier to maneuver this. Obviously, it's difficult because it's moving about, but if it's glued onto the page, it's much easier to move it about because, of course, it's fixed onto the page. And then this just tucks in. And again, I'm struggling because it's moving about, but it just tucks into here. Oops. It just tucks in like that. So there we go. Like I say, it does operate a lot better once it's actually glued in. It's a bit less temperamental then. So that's that. We've got here one of those book page pockets with a vellum window, and this is a pocket on, oh, which side is it? This side. I was trying to open it on the wrong side. So you've got a little pocket there, and lots of bits and bobs going on here. Again, I glue it down on 3 sides. That gives you another pocket at the top. We've got this one here. This is a pocket here, and lots of bits and pieces going on here. Lovely bling, not bling, flowers and things, and some bling on the ribbon with one of those buckles. Very pretty. Then here we've got a, what do you call this? A pocket book. That's the word, a pocket book. Just love the colours in this. It's so pretty. Now, I've tied it round with the sari silk because, oh my goodness, I mean, that's literally the same colour, isn't it, as that butterfly. Obviously, if you didn't want the sari silk, you don't have to use it. Oh, for some reason, that's not glued down. Sorry, let me just quickly glue this down. Shoddy workmanship here. Sorry about that. Sometimes these things get missed. Well, I don't think it had got missed. I'd obviously tried to glue it down and it hadn't stuck for some reason. So yeah, right. Oops. Not saying because I'm not ever shoddy, but just in that particular instance, that was just, yeah. There we go. Right. So yeah, if you didn't like the sari silk, obviously you don't have to have the sari silk on there. You could, you know, use it somewhere else in the journal, maybe ruffle it up on the edge of a page like we like to do. I've just tied it around there just really to, you know, give you the idea, really, just because I thought it looked pretty. But yeah, the fact I haven't glued it on to the back gives you a bit more choice and freedom as to whether you want it. If you were going to use it, I personally would tie it up in a bow like I have. I'd obviously make sure this is flat on the back, and I'd just glue that down on the back there, and then it's free to move at the front. So, you know, just to give you some options. We've got a pocket here like that, and this one's been stitched around. This is my butterfly collection papers, and then a little cluster on the front. We've got this one here, which is a little booklet opening out like that, and then oops, like that, and then you've got a pocket here and a pocket there, so lots of journaling space in here. And then, you know, I would just again glue that on 3 sides and have it as a side loading pocket as well. We've got this one again, a little top loading pocket, and this actually has got one of my transparency film pieces. It's actually, you know, a separate piece, but I've just stitched it onto some background paper and then made a pocket like that. So that's just giving you some examples of what you could do with some of those transparency pieces. So, you know, that's, yeah, just an example really. This is some collage masterboard, and then a cluster on the top, not top, front, and some lace down the side. And then here we've got another top loading, not a top loading pocket, you know, just a pocket, just a pocket, and some sari silk across the top, again a cluster on there. And then here, oops, we've got this lovely piece with a pocket here and a pocket here. Now, I have to say, I think this is possibly quite wide. So if you came to use this and it was a little bit on the wide side, what you could do is either trim it down on this edge and then restitch it, or trim it down on this edge and then re-glue the layers down. You could do it on this edge, but obviously you might interrupt the lace, so I would probably be inclined to do this edge. But yeah, just to kind of say, or personally I would use this on the inside of the front cover or the back cover that tend to be slightly wider than the inner pages. That's just if it's too wide, which I've got a funny feeling it possibly is. So yeah, just kind of putting that out there. We've got this one, which is another little side loading pocket. So there, and then you've got some transparency there. One of those paper ruffles, which I love how that looks. It's so pretty, isn't it? Just with that coffee dyed lace down there. So it looks very, very pretty. Very vintage, that piece. And then you've got another piece here, which again is on the diagonal. And again, you might have the same issue with this. I don't know that, but I'm just wondering whether these, because they just look slightly wide, don't they? So again, just trim it down and then either restitch it or, you know, glue the layers down. You could probably even staple it, to be perfectly honest. If you didn't want to glue it or stitch it, just, you know, cut the edge down and then just, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 staples. And that would, you know, that would do that. And then this one, we've got a little pocket booklet. You've got a pocket there and a pocket at the top. This is my lace collection papers mixed with the clock collection papers. Don't you love how that looks? So pretty. And on the front, it's got a cluster with, again, a genuine vintage cigarette card on there. And then you've got this piece here, which is a diagonal pocket, again with a cluster on the front. This here, again, some collage masterboard with a cluster on the front, some lace and some more lace down here. This one, again, it's a little fold out, oops, flip out like that. You've just got coffee dyed on the inside and then it tucks in behind that cluster like that. Now, I've got a funny feeling that that might be those lace clusters that I made when we did the lace clusters the other day. Which, oh my goodness, I can't believe I've actually used that on something already. That was very brave. And I'm now even parting with it. Oh, shocker, to be honest, because I loved that cluster. Then you've got this pocket with a pocket here and a pocket here. And a pocket in the top if I haven't glued it shut. No, I haven't. So there we go. And a pocket there. Excuse me. Oh, dry throat. And you've got a bow and things on there. And then here you've got just a little altered paper bag. Here, just one of those little vellum pieces stitched onto there. And then here you've just got a little fold flip like that, again from my Valentine's papers, and it's just held together with the paperclip there. So again, it's an enormous kit, and like I said with the other one, I would say this is pretty much, you know, everything you need to fill a journal. But again, you know, just emphasizing, when I say fill a journal, I mean your glued in pieces. This, in my opinion, you know, it's everything that you would need to glue into a journal, you know, i.e. all your pockets. You would then need to fill the pockets with some stuff that either you've made or printed, or, you know, maybe you've bought or something like that. Because I haven't obviously put filler type pieces in. But yeah, you have got everything that you would need, I think, to fill a journal. As I have said, that does depend how big your journal is. You know, I mean, I tend to make sort of very similar sized journals each time, and so I've kind of got a rough idea now how many pieces I need to fill a journal. So I'm kind of going by my own journal standards. Obviously, if you did one with like 5 signatures and they were all massive signatures, you know, obviously this wouldn't then be enough. But again, just like the other kit, it would definitely be more than enough to get you, you know, well and truly started, I think. So, yeah, so that is everything. Obviously, alongside all the things that I've shown, I have got lace packs, I have got ephemera packs, and I have got the ephemera fragment packs. I've got some fabric scrap packs, the trim packs, things like that. Things that I tend to carry as, you know, standard. And when I say standard, I mean just more often. I'm not saying they don't ever go out of stock, but, you know, things that I try and keep kind of stocked up. But these items here, these are kind of in there now, that obviously, you know, once they're gone, they're gone. So yeah, I really hope that you like everything. I hope maybe it's given you some inspiration as to some bits to make and things like that. Obviously, you know, I really hope that you yeah, love the look of everything. Do head over to my shop if you just want to have a browse about. You know, as I say, the couple of journals, I will do the flip throughs of those in a separate video, just because, you know, I don't want to hog all of your time really. But yeah, I really hope that you like everything. Let me know below if there's anything in particular that you would love to see in my shop that I haven't ever carried, or maybe that I have but I've forgotten about and haven't had in there for ages. Then do let me know below and I will see what I can do. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate a big thumbs up to the video. I would really also appreciate it if you'd subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And yeah, thank you so much. Have a fab day, everybody, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks, Anne. Bye.